A big hello and thank you to our subscribers, and this time on Sailing Intermission.
We drank some really good wine.
And we did some really good sailing.
We also continued our great interview with Joe and Dawn.
And we continued with even more sailing, first event of the season.
It was spirited sailing, and Karen took over the helm.
And of course, we did some dancing. We hope you enjoy our videos, and if you haven't already, Steve and I would like to remind you to please subscribe. Subscriptions really keep us going.
Need to go down and hit 6 on the stereo.
As your first mate, would you like some more wine?
You got it, baby.
I think I'm going to join you.
I like that. Looky there.
4-star service, sir.
I like it.
Steve set the sails, but really think the jib needs to be tightened up a bit. It's fluttering. Main looks good.
Hey, wait a minute.
Well, you know, I'm at the wheel. That means I'm the captain now. Wind's picking up just a tad. I see you might need to tighten up on the jib a tad.
Okay. You're the boss. A sexy boss.
We finished our day of sailing. The winds were not all that great. We do look forward to more sailing, and right now we'd like to continue our interview with Don and Joe. And I know you all have done transatlantic, so what exactly is that like, being out there in open sea for days, weeks, whatever that was?
My answer is you get into a routine after a couple of days. First couple of days you feel a little bit awkward, you're just kind of then settled. But you start to get into a routine, and and for us, of course, we had a water maker, so you take a shower whenever you want to take a shower. The more you use the water maker, the better it likes it. So we take a shower every day, twice a day if you want. Never had to worry about water rationing. So your question was about the crossing. We get to a routine, and the days just kind of.
They do. So our longest time at sea was from Bermuda to the San Miguel, or Horta, San Miguel. It was 18 days. We had 12 hours of uncomfortable weather in that 18 days. We had 2 other people on board. And just like in your normal life, you do just get into a routine. It was pleasant.
We made sure that the 4 of us joined each other for dinner every day. That was our, you sleep when you're off watch, when you take a shower, brush your teeth, whatever you want to do, write your journal, whatever you want to do. But we made sure that we all 4 of us sat down and had dinner every evening.
That's
And
nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And how did y'all handle the watch? So when you did your transatlantic, there were 4 of you,
There were 4 of us.
and did y'all do 3-hour watch or 2-hour or 4 or?
We did we only had one person at a time. But during the day, there's always multiple people up and in the cockpit. I ran across this watch schedule somewhere. The daytime watches were 5 hours. The watches on either side of those 5 hours were 4 hours, and then there were 3 2-hour watches overnight.
In the middle of the night.
In the
That's the
middle of
hard
the
part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In the darkness.
So if you're during the difficult times after midnight, if the watches are only 2 hours,
Not so bad.
not so bad.
So it was rotating. You weren't on the same watch every day, but you always had 12 to 14 hours off between your watches.
A solid 12 to 14.
A solid 12 to 14.
That's sweet.
I had
So you had
decided I
plenty
could
of
trust
rest.
my crew.
Yeah.
I knew my
Plenty of
crew was
rest.
dependable, and they knew exactly what I wanted as captain and what whenever there's a surface contact within 8 miles or within 10 miles, I want to know about it. Extend certain rules about encounters and
And we
surface
didn't see
contacts.
anybody else the whole time we were
And
out
weather,
there.
yeah. So we
know,
had
there's
good
always the
crew.
cooking
We
and
could
the
depend on
cleaning
them. I could relax,
Yeah.
and we had during those wee hours. There's just one person on watch, tethered in at the wheel, and the rest of us slept, and it was great.
So, well, and there's still other things that need to be done.
Sure.
I mean, there's the cooking, cleaning, sail changes, whatever, daily stuff. But you got a good block of time not to worry about which direction the boat might be headed.
So I would assume your boat has autopilot.
Yes.
It does.
on it?
When I refitted the boat, when I started equipping the boat, I bought a Robertson autopilot, which is a commercial fishing.
Right. It
Autopilot.
can really.
Yeah, it's designed for commercial fishermen. It's a little noisy if you're sleeping back at it. It's a very dependable autopilot. It's the only time it ever let us down was when we lost the rudder.
Right. Well, and I was gonna say, not ever having sailed without an autopilot, I don't know what a game changer that is, because it was on the boat when I joined the boat.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine having to hand steer across the Atlantic.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Might not be a sailor's dream.
I don't think so.
You mentioned dropping the rudder, and my next question kind of leads into that. What was the scariest moment y'all have had sailing?
We didn't drop the rudder, just so you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
we lost control of it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. That's nice to know.
Cable.
It's like a heart
we left-
A cable
palpitation.
problem or.
We left Norfolk
Tilleron.
on
Biggest one ever.
a rally, the Salty Dogs, which is an excellent rally, by the way. the weather routers, two weather routers agreed we had a good weather window to leave Norfolk, and we were headed towards the Virgin Islands. Cape Hatteras makes its own weather, and 2 days out we hit a squall, and we got all beat up. We had 2 boats sunk. Both crews were rescued by Coast Guard helicopters. 2 boats were lost. 4 boats were dismasted. Bunch of boats blew out rigging and sails. 5 boats lost their steering. We were one of them. We had a tiller arm that was bronze, and it with the rudder shaft here and a tiller arm, and it broke in half when a wave just knocked us over.
Wow.
And we lost our
That's
steering.
rough.
It took me, and again, redundancy. I had a spare,
Oh, cool.
Oh.
and it took me about 90 minutes to get the spare tiller arm installed because the boat was rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I bet.
And but we made it back.
Yeah.
And Dawn was still fairly new, and I asked her,
I was.
were you scared? She said, I was worried, but I know we have a good boat.
I know the boat will take care of you.
Yeah.
If as long as you don't leave the boat, as long as it's not sinking,
Right.
it will take care of you.
Well, that's why I've always heard that they call boats she, is because mothers will do whatever it takes to get their babies home safe.
There you go. Very good.
So tell us a little bit more about your boat. So I take it doesn't have a washer dryer, but it's got how many cabins and that kind of thing.
The master cabin's in the back in the V berth. It has 2 heads, an adequate galley, and a salon. It's 46
Navigation
feet.
station.
It's more than comfortable for 2 people. Center cockpit, roller furler main, furling jib. What else?
I always say the boat sleeps, it's got a nice big V berth, the settee goes down into a bed, the sofa flips up like bunk beds, and so it makes a nice bed there. So I always say it sleeps 8 morally.
Okay. Well, we won't
It's very
go there on the camera.
It's very
We'll talk
comfortable
about
for 2
that.
people.
Yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards, right?
It's very comfortable for
If
2
the camera's shaking, I'm laughing. So.
Your question was, what was the most amazing thing? And I think I'm having a hard time identifying something to call the most amazing thing of our experiences other than
First race of the season.
Yeah, we're on a tack. We're running about 50 degrees apparent off wind, so, and we're being chased down.
Well, we're still in the race.
Yay. Much better winds than any of the others last season.
Yeah, and this actually isn't a real race. It's kind of a flotilla deal.
It's an event.
Right. You know, air's picked up 17, 18 knots.
What's our speed?
7 knots.
Feels like we're getting a little gust.
Yeah, feels good.
Found a nice little warm pocket.
Well, you look warm.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe we shouldn't head for the next mark. Maybe we should just stay here where it's toasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There she is, expertly driving this big truck.
Driving, yes. Expertly, not so sure. Getting there.
So, how fast we going now? Feels like the wind died down.
When it died down a little bit, looks like we're at like 10 to 12 knots. So we're doing about 5, 6.
Cool.
Unfortunately, the gust is not as warm.
Let's make a run together. I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever. I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide. Let's make a run together. I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide.
There you go. That's good enough.
Last forever. I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide.
Good, slight flutter, not a constant flutter.
Alright.
Oh, it's going. It's turning.
Well, now we're kind of almost running downwind. I'm about 150 degrees off. And we're scooting along still, but the air died. You know, it's reading 11, 10 and a half, 11 knots now, so not quite as much fun. But what the heck?
We're still in the race.
That's right. And we're killing them. Not really.
I'll say.
Well, here we are again, co-captaining. So.
And it's working well because we're in last place.
Not again. At least the wind's picking up.
Yeah.
What should we do now, co-captain?
Well, we should get where we can see the other boats.
Hey, we're not that far behind.
I know, I'm kidding.
Snicker, snicker.
But we can see the boats. And we're headed in the same way, so we're doing well.
We're probably better sailors than racers.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Even though I used to race, but it's been decades.
And it was a different size boat.
Yeah, I used to race Sailing 27s. I probably pointed this out before. Keel boat, had trapeze. Nice boat. Three-man crew, 3-woman crew. Whoever we had.
Grab someone and say, let's go sailing.
Yeah.